We are recording this from West Hollywood, down the street from where Vanderpump Rules started. This show is about people in their 40s trying to figure out their lives, and I think it's great.
Yeah. I'm just so concerned about the reboot of Vanderpump.
Shamia and Portia, that's going to be a problem.
That's a problem.
They're not
speaking.
They're done.
Yeah.
The Martha Stewart documentary on Netflix is excellent, and she is a motherfucker, and I love it.
Me too.
I love a badass, tough,
bitch. I love it.
Unapologetic.
That's right. Be you. Do you.
Charlie Sheen right now seems like the same one. Right now. It's a race. It's a marathon.
He seems like okay.
He seems like he's...
In all due fairness, he's had a lot of years to get okay.
He seems like he's quote-unquote winning. One.
222. Hello.
Hello. Rapaport'S Reality. My name is Michael Rapaport.
And I am Kebe Rapaport.
And this is Rapaport'S Reality, the podcast where myself, Michael Rapaport, and my way better half, Kebe Rapaport, discuss all things reality TV, all things pop culture, and a few things about our relationship. If you've never listened to Rapaport'S Reality, welcome. Please subscribe, rate, review. Also, you could follow us on Instagram at Rapaport'S Reality. We are recording this fantastic. I could tell this is going to be a fantastic episode.
I'm feeling energized.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I drank some
beautiful coffee.
Yeah,
that's
ice.
Delicious.
I don't know what it was.
Groundworks Organic Nitro Cold Brew.
That's some LA coffee. We are recording this from West Hollywood, down the street from where Vanderpump Rules started. Think about that.
Yeah. Right.
I personally, like, when I drive by Pump Rules, and what was it called? What was the original? I had this problem the other day. What was the original restaurant called?
What
was the...
Why are you doing this to me all the time?
Sir.
Yes.
Right. And it's down
yesterday, babe. Yesterday, driving here, I passed Jax.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You saw it?
I saw Jax. The actual sign, Jax.
Wow.
It kind of gave me a little butterfly. A little butterfly. You know what I mean?
How are you just throwing this at me?
I know. I forgot to tell you last night. I
would have been amped if I saw Jax.
I know.
Well,
I almost asked Meredith. I was like, "Can we just stop by for iced tea?" She wouldn't have got it because she doesn't watch. But yeah, it was impressive to see Jax in person. Even though I've seen that place before, it used to be Rocco's or whatever, but it was cool to see.
Well, speaking of Jax Taylor is officially off the Vanderpump Rules season 3 as of now. Things could change.
It has to change. I hope.
Well, things could change where he comes back.
No, that's what I mean. I want it to change where he comes back. I've been thinking a lot about it.
Whoa.
And you know how I feel about him.
Well, catch people up on how you feel about him.
I just think that...
Because there's some listeners that are listening for the first time. They might go, how does Kebe actually feel about Jax? He's a very polarizing figure in
He is, and I'll be the first to say, goodbye, Jax. But looking at the show from a over-the-top view, I feel like he's needed because he's sort of the villain narrator.
Yes.
Because everything revolves around him going away, coming back, getting himself together. I mean, he's got the biggest storyline. You know, I hate to give it to him because he thinks he's the number one guy. He's also said on this show, it's my show, as he said on Vanderpump, which is like out of control.
But he's right, though.
But he's kind of right.
Yeah.
And I'm saying it. He's actually right.
Listen, I say this all the time. I think Jax is a flawed person. I get literally stressed out watching him on the show. I get concerned for his safety. I get concerned for Brittany's safety. I get concerned for, like, he just seems, off the, what are they, off the tracks?
He's off the rails.
Off the rails. That being said, this show, The Valley, is so different than any other show on Bravo. It's not the darkest reality TV show, because when you think about TLC,
yeah.
I was talking to Dean the other day, friend Dean, the young shooter, part-time, sometime co-host of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, which is the big brother to this podcast, Rapaport'S Reality. And he was talking to me about what's the addiction show on TLC? Intervention. He was telling me about an episode, and he watches that all the time. And I was like,
I used to be obsessed with that show.
I can't watch it. It's too much.
That and Hoarders. This is a different type of docu-style reality show.
Yes.
Yeah.
But as far as Bravo, this is definitely the darkest show on Bravo.
Yeah.
TLC does a different thing, and of course there's other channels. That being said, it is what it is. It's not going to get lighter. They don't need to infuse games and where like little picnics and all that stuff. This show is about people in their 40s trying to figure out their lives, and I think it's great for what it is. It's just you have to sort of change your expectations of what we're used to on Bravo. It's not Below Deck. It's not Below Deck Down Under.
It's not Housewives of Miami, right?
It ain't Vanderpump Rules. As dark as Vanderpump Rules got, it certainly ain't Summer House. It's not Southern Charm, even though Southern Charm had some dark themes this season. That being said, I agree. I think that...
I mean, honestly, babe, close your eyes and imagine watching The Valley without the character of Jax present or looming or away at rehab. He's the guy.
And when he says I'm the number one guy, it's like, all right,
the show needs that character to drive it where people are bothered by it. Otherwise, it will be Janet. And I don't... Janet doesn't have the legs that he has in terms of the historic presence that Jax has. So I would hate to see him go permanently. I think this may be just a limited time where things got a little out of control and he needs a break.
They are allegedly filming now or about to start filming, so I could understand why coming off of this season, because, they'll film now and then the show will come out in 9 months.
Right.
So if things are too nuts right now during filming, I get it. We always feel like it's happening in real time, which obviously it's not. It happens, 9 months ago or sometimes even a year ago. Anyway, you had the honor of driving by Jack's bar. I don't know how you've held that from me.
I also ate at Casa Vega, where I think they filmed one of the episodes.
How are you not telling me these things?
I was tired when I came home. But listen, also, we're very close to the Belmont.
Yes.
And I was just thinking...
That's where they used to chill.
Right. The Vanderpump people used to chill. And I was thinking, I saw something about a few of the cast members coming out of SUR.
Uh-huh.
I didn't recognize any of them. I'm just so concerned about the reboot of Vanderpump.
Oh.
Like, what do we know a date?
I don't know. You talk about big shoes to fill.
I know.
That's the best reality TV show ever. I put it up against any show.
Of all time.
Yeah. If you put the body of work, the cast, the evolution, the cultural impact, Vanderpump Rules, it'll be a totally different show. Listen, these younger people and these younger people that are on TV, whether it's Love Island, whether it's the Vanderpump Rules reboot, the Love Island reality show, which I can't do, it's going to change. It's inevitably going to change. And that's why we have to enjoy what we have while we have it. We finished up the season of Atlanta, The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I will say, as fractured as the season was, at the end of episode 3 of the reunion, it did feel like if this group, maybe with, you add a person, you put a person, this group can do a show going forward.
I think so. I think it did come together in the end. There's some understanding. Although, shout out to Oak.
My guy, you love him. Talk about another guy. It's like this is a different kind of dude. This isn't talk about a throwback.
Yeah.
This is not a modern man. This is an old school. This is like somebody grew up.
If you did the thing for modern man, like the Neanderthal, and then
stopped at Charles Oakley.
He stops there. Yeah, he's pretty funny. But you know what? Like he said, where's everybody else's husband on the reunion? He showed up for Angela, and I really appreciate that.
Showed up.
Because during the season, he kind of looks like, well, I don't know. Some couples are like that. I mean, when we were together when we were younger, you didn't like to hold hands because you were kind of a street guy. You needed your hands free in case something happened. He's that guy, right? Like where doesn't want to kiss in front of people. He's not trying to look mushy.
He's like, well, I got to kiss you on TV. I kiss you in real life.
Right.
I will say this about Charles Oakley. He came off the way he came off. I know it was for me, I was tripping out off of it. I know it tripped you out.
Yeah.
I know people online were tripping out off of Charles Oakley. But like you said, he did show up at the reunion. He did say, where your husband's at? And he is the way he is. And he stood up for her at the end. And something that didn't come up on the show is that when I did the Big Three, when I was the sideline reporter for the Big Three,
which was Ice Cube's basketball league that he started, that's televised, and they go in cities, and it's ex-pro players.
Yes.
Right?
Dr. J, Charles Oakley, George Gervin.
3-on-3 basketball.
Every city we went in, every morning before the games, Charles Oakley would go and cook for the homeless. And he didn't make a big deal about it. There was no press. He didn't talk about it unless you asked him. I remember he was telling me about it because I was like, did you work out this morning, or why didn't you go to practice? And he was like, I was cooking. And I was like, for who? What do you mean? And he was telling me, I went and cooked for 300 people, and he doesn't make a big deal about it. So as flawed as he is, and as much as he comes off as a prick or like just, not nice, and I'm not saying he's perfect. He's certainly not perfect. I mean, we all saw what happened in Madison Square Garden. We all saw him on this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. He does do some really, really good things. And
Very
he doesn't
good.
Look, ask, or even take any attention or credit for
which
it.
is how you're supposed to give, right?
Totally. So, I mean, Real Housewives of Atlanta, like I said, we were having problems with it. I was very, very concerned about it, but I feel like if Shamia and Portia, that's going to be a problem.
That's a problem.
They're not
speaking.
They're done.
Yeah. That's really sucks. I mean, they go way back. And on the third part of the reunion, they sort of delved into what their parents, their mothers both had beef.
Yep.
And then Shamia was like, oh, we're not going to go there. And she was like, we're going to go there. And it's ugly when that kind of parents get involved. I don't know. I hope there's some healing that can come between them. But I don't know.
I don't know.
It doesn't look like it.
But that show will be okay. And because those women, as funky as it gets, they're just fun, entertaining, and they are real. Even if they're not keeping it all the way real, they keep it real enough for the show, which is one of the things that, people talk about with Schena Shay, her book tour, of course. She's been scrutinized because she came out in her book and she talked about that her husband, Brock, cheated on her, and people were saying, well, why didn't you use that on the show? And I go, you know what? Why would you?
Yeah.
You're giving enough. It's hard enough to be cheated on by your husband. You don't have to put that on the show for our pleasure. And I think if she had put it on the show, they probably wouldn't be in the place that they're in now. So is it fully real? Never. You're never going to get the full real deal from anybody on these shows.
Nor should it be. Right?
No. It's like we got to play within the parameters, and you got to
still a job. I mean, would you go to your job at the post office and talk about your bowel movements and every little detail about your kids? I just don't think that it's necessary for them to share everything like that. And also,
she gave enough.
Like she said, it would have made, she was kind of trying to hold on to the narrative of like, oh, everything's always about her at this tumultuous time and a scandal like it was. And she came up and said, hey, listen, guys, I got a scandal too. I don't think that it would have worked out for anybody. You
don't need to share that shit. You don't need to go that far, especially when you're talking about marriage and kids and all that stuff.
And good for her. She saved it. She saved it for now. And it's going to make her book do really well.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
that's a sign of a good businesswoman.
Let Schena Shay live.
Yes.
These people deserve grace. You can't forget and take for granted the amount of entertainment that these people have given us. Jax, he's a fucking lunatic. We know that. Schena Shay, she didn't tell us that Brock cheated, nor would anybody. Let Schena Shay live.
Yeah, I agree.
We loved. Surprisingly, Kebe turned on the other day the Martha Stewart documentary.
On a whim, because it's been out for a while.
Yeah.
I know we're late to the game, but...
The Martha Stewart documentary on Netflix is excellent. I didn't know the details. Obviously, everybody knows who Martha Stewart is, and I knew she went to jail, and I knew that she was the home decor, she turned home entertainment into art, and but this documentary is very, very well done, and she is a motherfucker, and I love it.
Me too.
I love a badass, tough,
bitch. I love it.
Unapologetic.
That's right. Be you. Do you.
And she was flawed, and some of the things she's asking about, like, her husbands were cheating on her, and she talked about that, and then she talks about cheating on them, and they're like, would you call it an affair? And she's like, I wouldn't call it an affair, I'd call it a kiss. And I'm like,
a kiss or an experience.
Yeah, but the way she speaks and the way she articulates herself and the way she's totally herself and keeps it real despite how cold and crass and flawed it comes off. I fucking love it.
I do too. I have no problems with it. I feel like she's a woman who's earned her stripes and she's in her body. This is what I like. I respect about it. It's like, talk about like everybody was like a queen, a queen, a queen. No, she's in her body. She's in her truth. And she does not flinch, and I respect it.
I love it.
I was totally inspired.
Me too.
By that. You felt similar after watching that documentary as like Mobland, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the redemption.
Yes.
Because she was a victim. She was taken advantage of, and she was taken advantage of because she was she's the first female billionaire.
I know. It's big.
Huge.
All right.
And, they brought her down. She was for something that she shouldn't have been brought down for. I mean, I thought she had went to jail for a longer period of time. It was 5 months, I think, which, in hindsight isn't that long. But, I mean, the scrutiny and the shame and the embarrassment and what she was going through and the vitriol to bring her down was disgusting. And so many other people, especially rich, successful billionaire men, would have gotten away with it and never gotten to jail.
100%.
And they wanted to make an example of her, also because she's famed. But I just love, she did the crime, she did her time, she came back, and she kept on going, she keeps on going. And you forget, like, anytime you get flowers that are arranged, beautifully, every time you have like a charcuterie plate, anytime, there's linen, like she was not the first, but she was certainly the first to bring it to like, popular
mainstream
culture.
And make it simple and affordable for other people to do. And you don't have to have a lot of money to have beauty and do things beautiful.
I love it. You should highly recommend the Martha Stewart documentary if you haven't watched it.
I admire her so much.
Me too. I think she's dope. I love women that just fucking do it their way, because so many men that are documented do it their way, and they're flawed and fucked up and cheating and drinking, which brings me to the other documentary which you just watched, which is 5 hours long, 2 parts, little long for my taste, but
slow at times. But
the Billy Joel documentary on HBO is also excellent, about another flawed fucking guy.
Flawed person. I mean, the things I didn't know, I love Billy Joel, and the things about him that we discovered, I was like, wow, that's a lot. I was almost pissed at some of it. I was like, I can't watch this anymore, but I stuck with it, and I'm glad I did. And what a talented individual.
And this documentary talks about, I mean, we forget, or you don't know what it took to become Billy Joel, what it took to become the Piano Man. I love when he's breaking down the thing that I love the most about it is when he's breaking down how he creates these monumental, historic, popular culture songs, and he tells the stories, and they're so simple, but he makes these songs like I Love You Just the Way You Are.
Yeah. Crazy.
That song is so quote unquote corny because it's so good.
Simple and so simple.
And it's been used, it's been mocked, you cry at it, it's been used in comedies, it's been used in dramas.
He didn't want to write a song that was just going to be at everybody's wedding.
And sure enough, is at everybody's wedding.
That's right.
And the fucking guy would come up with one song after another song, after another song, after another giant song. And the stories about the Piano Man and the stories about when he at the height of his career, when he got into a motorcycle accident.
And then a car accident. I mean, this guy has had one lifetime after another and still rise to the top. He's lost millions and millions of dollars.
That was crazy, too.
I mean, the story is a redemptive story, a creative story, a cultural story.
Perseverance.
Yes, it's a highly recommend.
And just you forget that at the beginning of MTV, when MTV started those videos, he was one of the first people. It was like Michael Jackson, ZZ Top, Madonna, Billy Joel. Like he was in that sphere of pop culture guys you could not get away from.
Right.
And when he married Christy Brinkley and the Uptown Girl and that whole paparazzi lunatic crazy time where they were chasing him around. It's a great documentary, a little long, but very, very well done and worth your time to watch. the Billy Joel documentary, which you could watch on HBO, and of course the Martha Stewart documentary, which is on Netflix. Both of them 2 thumbs up, and a great summer viewing, because I feel like as great as July was for reality TV, it's going to slow down a little bit
before it picks up again.
In August. I think August is the time where it chills.
Yes.
And those are both 2 great documentaries you could watch. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, we are back in Los Angeles, California, where Kebe's from.
Yes.
Our full-time in New York.
Venice Beach, California.
How do you feel? We just got here. How do you feel being in LA? Do you...
Can't wait to get home.
I got to be honest. I have a lot of good friends here and so many great memories. I spent a lot of time in Los Angeles, and I'm not one of those people that's like, fuck LA, LA sucks. I like LA, but there's just something about it now that I don't know. There's like a little pep in its step that I feel like it's gone.
Missing, yeah. I don't know. I have listen. I've lived everywhere, and I've lived in the Valley. I've lived by the beach. I've Hancock Park. We've been all over. And driving through yesterday, I was like, oh, I have a memory at every single stoplight. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just got to move on.
Yeah, I agree. I'm happy to be here for the week, and I'm happy to be down the street from Sir, and I'm happy to be, close to all things, Vanderpump Rules.
I'm glad it's not that hot, because that's like, yeah.
It's definitely not that hot, but I don't miss living here full time.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we have moved out of Los Angeles and live in New York City, which is still the greatest city on the planet, despite its flaws. Another story that we must talk about, and I got to pat ourselves on the back, because we did on this podcast shout out how great Denise Richards was on the previous season of Special Forces. We did say, even if you just watch her few episodes on Special Forces, it's well worth your time. It is documented. She was great. I don't know how the fuck they convinced Denise Richards to do Special Forces, which is a great, fun reality TV show based on the casting. Also, the fact that they get these people to do, some of those stunts they had them jumping off bridges and all that shit seems crazy, but they somehow, some way got Denise Richards out there and...
Well, now we know that she got out there and she was encouraged to be there because allegedly the affair that she's had on Aaron, her current husband, was with one of the Special Forces guys.
Now, we're still Team Denise.
Yes.
And we did stand up for Denise. But if this stuff that Aaron, her soon-to-be ex-husband, is saying, and listen, we're still going to be Team Denise, because if it's also true that Aaron put hands on her, Aaron, you're a fuck.
Yeah.
We don't support that any way, shape, or form. Any way, shape, or form. But this relationship, let's just say, is complicated.
Complicated?
Because...
From what it looks like, it shouldn't happen. They got to get away from each other. This is toxicity beyond. And the stuff he's putting out there Aaron is wild.
What is
babe.
He putting out there?
He put out all their text messages and
all their the text messages
between each other and her and the guy from Special Forces.
There's a guy on Special Forces. There's a few guys. They're like Navy SEAL,
hunky,
and allegedly, you got to say allegedly at least 3 times. Allegedly, Denise Richards was having an affair with one of these guys from Special Forces, and somehow, some way, Aaron got hold of the texts and the photos.
It's in the Daily Mail. It's crazy. He accuses her of being on pills, and she gets 500 of them at a time, and she mixes them with tequila. It's terrible, the things he's saying. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Yeah, we don't even know if he's saying that.
I don't even like talking about this kind of dark stuff. I really don't, because this is serious business. They have a daughter that's special needs, and if the mother's doing this kind of stuff while having the daughter, this is all gets very dark, and this is where I like to, turn right.
But we still are Team Denise. And like I said, if you want something to watch, you could at least watch the few episodes of Denise Richards on the last season of Special Forces. And now I almost kind of want to rewatch it because her interaction.
It was short-lived, her time on there.
She tried, and she got injured. She ruined her breast.
She popped a breast implant.
Trying to do a stunt. She was out there fucking competing. She was out there.
She was trying. She was trying hard. She looked very earnest, like she needed it. But maybe now that we know what we know, she wanted to stay on the show because she wanted to stay close to old hunky guy, But that relationship is nuts, and it's nuts. You saw that it was nuts on the Housewives. When we first, that relationship...
I never got a good feeling from Aaron.
Right, never, ever, ever. No, I don't think anyone did.
No, he didn't give a good feeling.
No.
But it's wild that between Aaron, Denise Richards, Charlie Sheen right now seems like the same one. Right now.
Right now.
It's a race. It's a marathon.
He seems like okay.
He seems like he's...
In all due fairness, he's had a lot of years to get okay.
He seems like he's quote-unquote winning. He seems like he is winning. And that story...
But listen, that last scene that he was on when we watched the Wild Things show. And he was on there, we said, this is the show. And they were sitting having a little dinner and their interaction. Now the subtext of that relationship, given where we allegedly believe she is, allegedly, how he was treating her, looking at her with a side eye, like, I used to be the one, now you're the one.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense now. Babe, we actually skipped over something very, very important.
What?
Charles Oakley dated Shay.
That's a big thing that
for
got
a couple
skipped
of
over.
Years? Come on.
Let me tell you something. Personally, I don't know if the world knows how we feel about Shay.
Yeah.
She's one of my favorites.
She by Shay.
Who gonna check me, boo? Her shade game is crazy. Also, I loved the last season that she was on. I didn't like how she was treated, but I loved how vulnerable she was.
Yes.
In that bad relationship with that guy. I didn't like that she was in that situation. But I love reality stars when they show growth, change, and vulnerability.
Yes.
And Shay is a shade shit talker.
She showed us everything and she's given us everything. And boy, is she funny. But yes, why
Charles, is she not on the show?
I don't know. She is a big missing piece. But anyway, that information was whoa. I could see them together, actually.
And bringing her back now after the fact that Angela Oakley, she's staying.
Yes. I agree.
Again, Angela Oakley.
Listen, in the beginning, I felt uncomfortable about their dynamic because it just seemed like he didn't want to be there. And also, it's usually a kiss of death for a couple when they get on the show and one is not down because you're exposing a lot. One is exposing, the other isn't. It's it gets really tricky, and I would hate to see a divorce come from the show, right?
Listen, I don't know if the show could help stop what's going to happen with them. I don't know. I wish them the best.
It usually doesn't help.
No. Especially the way my man Oka's working out. But that being said, Shay Whitfield, the great Shay Whitfield, knowing that she dated Charles.
She could not come back on the show if Angela's
Why
still on
not?
the show. I don't know. That would just be messy.
Why
I think.
is she not on the show?
I don't know.
They take her for granted.
They really do.
Was Shay on Traitors?
No.
She wasn't on Traitors? A season of Traitors?
Oh, wait. Maybe she was.
I feel like she was on the second season of Traitors.
Phaedra was?
No, Phaedra was second season.
Second season?
There's
only been
four seasons, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Shay's underrated. I feel like she was on something. I love Shay.
I love her. If she wasn't, maybe she was on Trader. I don't remember. I think that this is wild that these two dated before, but I got to tell you, I don't think she could come back while they're on the show.
Come back. I think she can come back, and I think that it's out in the open that they dated, and he said she doesn't want him. They're cool.
They're cool. Yeah,
I think it would be fun.
That would be great.
I think that the show needs Shay to come back, and I think she deserves to be back on the show. I don't know why they're always taking her off, kicking her. She doesn't do anything too crazy. That's not like...
No, I know. It's very strange.
They also said that Kenya Moore's not coming back.
Ever.
No, for now.
Okay.
See, I think that Kenya Moore, whether or not it's next season or the season after, I believe in redemption. And she's given so much to that show. I'm sure she feels like shit.
Yeah.
the way it happened. I'm sure she regrets what she did. I don't know if they can't bring her back because there might be a lawsuit.
Yes.
But Kenya Moore, I just believe that people deserve chances. And when you put so much into the show and you've given so much, whether you like it, whether you don't like it. They built
a show. Sheree built the show.
Yes.
It was part of the team.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah. And I feel like, especially Kenya, who was there through all of it and showed, the good, bad, and everything in between. She twirled. She deserves to come back. Maybe she won't come back on the next season, but maybe she'll come back on the season afterwards. But I think bringing those two back right now would be awesome. And
would you keep? Britt's not coming back.
Britt's not. No, run it back with the crew that was at the reunion.
Okay.
And add Sheree and add Kenya Moore. Although I've already heard that Kenya Moore isn't coming back.
Okay.
Anyway, Rapaport's Reality. Make sure you tell a friend who tell a friend about Rapaport's Reality. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. And we'll be back discussing all things reality TV, all things popular culture. And if you have any suggestions, things you like, things you don't like, things you want us to discuss, things we missed, please let us know. The best way is in the DMs at Rapaport's
Slide
Reality.
into the DMs.
Slide into the DMs. Tell us what you want us to discuss or not discuss, so forth and so on. Anyway, we're done. Love you, babe.
Love you, babe.